In this episode, we're going to finish looking at our hand-coded test doubles in Go. Hi, I'm Mark Bradley and welcome to Testing All the Things, a screencast in which we use live coding to demonstrate different types of testing tools and techniques. In this video, we're going to look at our final type of test double, a fake. A fake is a simplified implementation of the code that you are test doubling. Let's look at the code. We have now reached the final type of test double we're going to look at, a fake. The functionality we've created, if we look at our test, is in the previous videos, we started with some stub test doubles to create our two unhappy path tests. The stubs returned values that should ensure that our code under test returns an error. So an underage applicant should return an error, and a holder of a license should also return an error. We then used spies to ensure that logging occurred for each of these errors here and here. In the last video, we looked at starting the happy path testing, where we started to generate driving license numbers based on the initials and the date of birth returned from the valid applicant mock we created. Now in this video, we're going to start adding some random numbers to the end of our driving license number to ensure that driving license numbers are always unique. First thing we do, we're just going to take out this test here. I want to concentrate on just running one test for now. Now we need to create another interface for our driving license number generator to use. So type random numbers generator, which is an interface. Again, it has one function, which is get random numbers, and it takes an length string int int, and it returns a string. So there we have it. So we have a new interface now, a random numbers generator interface, and it has one function, get random numbers, which takes an int, which is the length of the string we want to generate, and it returns that string. So now we need to create our test double of this implementation. So we will create a new test double, type fake rand struct, there's nothing in it, but it implements an interface which is a random number generator. There's our interface implemented. We now need to add the fake functionality. The simplest way to do this, we want to return a string of a given length. We are going to do the simplest thing to make this happen. So we're going to do strings dot repeat. So we know it needs to return random numbers. Our random number is 0, and we want it to return it for the number of times of the length. Oh, we need to return that. There we are. So now we have our fake random numbers generator. It does exactly what the real random numbers generator does. It takes a integer, which is the length we require the string to be, and it returns some random, not very random in our case, but it returns a string of numbers to the length requested. So now we can go up and make use of this in our tests. So R is our fake rand. We can pass that in as a second parameter to our constructor. And we also need this for each of the previous tests as well. And where's the function? Here we go. That takes a number. So that's all set up. Let's just check that our tests still run. Ah, typo. That was stupid. There we go. That took a while to spot. So now our tests are passing. We can go and look at continuing on with adding functionality to our happy path test. We want our license number to have some random digits at the end to ensure uniqueness. We want our random number generator to, let's say, add 5 random digits to the end. Our fake will only add zeros, so let's say we have 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's our test, ready to go. So if we now run this, the test fails because we're not getting our random digits at the end. So hopefully this should be reasonably straightforward to solve. Let's look at our code. Here, let's bring this out. So n will split this on separate lines so we can read it really clearly while looking on it. There we go. Okay, so we want a final string to be added. Now at the moment our number generator doesn't hold the random number generator, so let's do R and add it here. Okay. And now we can call it, so it is g.r dot, so, and we know we want 5, so 5 bracket, and then we need to add the final string. So now we should return a string which is its initials, date of birth, and 5 random digits. So let's run that and see if everything works. It does. So we're now back to green. However, in the previous video, I also added this shorter initials. Now, why did I do this? So this is because we want the driving license number to at least be 16 characters long. Hence this test. So because I took out the middle initial on this, we can go so this should now add 6 rather than 5 random digits. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then this also needs our fake round. Now you can see why our fake is really important, that it actually implements the simplest way to implement the interface, or simplest part of the full functionality. Because, I mean, we could look at what was called and look at what number was given and not worry about that. This really allows us to show clearly in our tests what the applicant number generator should do. It should always ensure that it's 16 by adding additional random numbers to the end. So add R to that. So we've added our 6th. And now if we run this test, it's going to fail. And you can see here it fails because it expected an extra random digit at the end and it didn't get it. So now we need to rejig our code a little bit. We can take, if we take this out and take out the what we do is num equals n dot length, the length of the number so far, minus, let's do 16 minus the current length. That should give us the number of random digits we need, and then we can just do n, then we can just do something like return fmtp dot sprint f, two strings now, so %s, and it's going to be, the first string is obviously n, and then the second one is our g dot r dot get random numbers, and that will be num, like so. And hopefully that should allow our test to pass. And it does. That's it for our random number generator application. We have slowly built up our understanding of each of the different types of test doubles, starting with dummies and stubs, then moving on to looking at spies, looking at a test double that we can use to interrogate what happened within our code under test to our test double after the code under test had been run. In the previous video, we looked at mocks, allowing us to, in some way, program our test double to respond in different ways when it's used within our code under test. In this video, we've looked at fakes, a test double which is a very simple form of the real implementation. And then we have it. So that's all the different types of test double that you need to know about. In upcoming videos, we're going to look at different types of mocking framework or test double framework that we can use to generate our test doubles for us or make it easier to create test doubles. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you again soon. Thank you for watching this episode of Testing All the Things. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please rate and review the video and subscribe to the channel. If you did not and you have any feedback, please leave a comment in the comment section of the video or contact me on Twitter @Bradle.